Hey everyone, welcome to Ink Scribes, the comics podcast where we discuss the art and craft of comics. I'm Colin Singh, and I'm joined by my co-hosts Eric Zawadzki and Taylor Stauft. Before we get into today's episode, we have a very special guest with us. He epitomizes every facet of what it is to be a comics creator. He's a writer, penciler, inker, color artist, letterer, editor, printer, shipper. He's the all-in-one. He's Comics One True Son, Michel Fiffe. Michel, welcome to the show. Woo!
Hello, guys. Hey, thanks for having
I've
me.
been so excited to have you on this show. I've been so amped since we lined it up.
Yeah, it's no secret that we all love your work. So.
No, by the way, you should know. I haven't told you yet, but I'm a subscriber. I love your show. So when I saw the episode where you cover COPRA, it was like, oh my god. I was reading the text of the little bullet, and I'm like, oh, the blah blah blah, and then I saw wait, that drawing is familiar, and I'm like, holy crap, like it's amazing. So thank you. I'm a huge fan. So it's an honor to be on this show and to talk shop, to dissect styles. So I'm all into it.
Right on.
Yeah, I mean, this show is about artists talking about art. So, I think you know the comics form inside and out. So, yeah, this should be a fun discussion. And I reached out to you and specifically asked, do you want to talk about Sam Kieth? And you were game.
Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. I was just like, yeah, of course. I could talk about Sam like all day. Yeah, of course.
So, we're specifically... my cat's bugging me. Ah! Oh, boy. So we're specifically here to talk about the first Marvel Comics Presents story that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and let me get organized here. So, you guys read this when you were kids, or just recently, or what?
This is the first time for me.
No, Sam Kieth is probably my top 5 favorite Wolverine artists, mainly because he drew him like so bulky, so ape-like. Mark Silvestri is my number 1, but this guy, he's in there in the top 5, mainly because of that, because he was always stocky, right? He was meant to be stocky. And, artists like Jim Lee and stuff like that, they would draw him a little bit more heroic and a little bit more taller than he was supposed to be. But Mark Silvestri and Sam Kieth definitely. And the other thing is actually Sam Kieth, my whole life, I always spelt Kieth Kieth because of his last name. And Keith, the actual first name is Kei, right? So I've been misspelling Keith my whole life because of this guy.
I before E.
Yeah, I never read this as a kid. I mean, I knew of Sam Kieth and I saw him here and there, and I would catch an issue here and there, but I never saw Marvel Comics Presents on my newsstands, and that's usually how I got my comics. Whenever I would go to the comic book store, I would go back issue hunting for other stuff, and I would just occasionally run into Sam Kieth's work. He did a short story in a Batman one-shot back in '89, and I believe that was my first exposure to him. So I was instantly a fan, but I just never followed this storyline. I would see the occasional cover here and there, or the occasional pinup. It wasn't until later on in my collecting lifespan that I amassed all these issues, and I, of course, fell in love with it. Even, I loved his work even more. So it's sort of fresh. I don't have this nostalgic root to it, but I've appreciated it since I first saw it,
Yeah, I didn't read this stuff as a kid. I read a bit of the Max when I was younger, but honestly, like these covers are iconic. So like, even though I didn't read this stuff as a kid, like these covers were everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I only really read this just recently.
You had all these as trading cards, these covers, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So you mentioned Jim Lee. It's noteworthy that this comic came out like within months of Jim Lee's X-Men #1, Liefeld's X-Force #1, and around the time that Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man run ended. And I should note that this was like right after the most famous Marvel Comics Presents story. Like, I think the story was that like this was such an epic run, this long Weapon X story that Barry Windsor Smith did, and McFarlane was probably supposed to take over. and I guess that was supposed to be after his Spider-Man run ended, but that just didn't work out, and so they needed an artist, and I guess Sam Kieth was on the phone with the editors at the time and got the gig.
Man, the early days of Marvel, just how you got jobs sounds absolutely wild. Like, oh, I was talking to him and I got the job. Oh, I walked by and I got the job.
Yeah, it felt like the place was like an open door.
Yeah.
Anybody could just walk in.
I think before this, he only had a couple things printed. I think he had a Nightmare on Elm Street pinup printed, and then the Hulk editor saw that, and he got the Hulk gig for Hulk 368, I believe, right before Dale Keown came on, or maybe
Inked by
right
his childhood friend Kelly Jones.
Oh, nice.
Yes, he helped out with the inks on that. And then from that, he just went straight to this. So I forget I think it might have been the assistant editor who might have introduced his work to Terry Cavanaugh, the editor of Marvel Comics Presents. And he just not lucked into it, but he was just at the right place at the right time, and he was willing to do it. And so when Todd bought out, he was like, okay, yeah, I'll draw this super mega popular character for you. Sure.
Well, actually, when Peter David found out, he goes, "Oh, Sam's drawing it, and let's make it really, really weird."
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, nice.
And it is a weird story.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think this was written Marvel style. I think Peter David still worked Marvel style. I don't know if he worked Marvel style for all of his career, but definitely during this period. So yeah, he left a lot to Sam to just kind of like set the pace. And it does get a little odd here and there.
Yeah, I feel like Peter David always has a sense of humor in his work, but
This is surprisingly funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like Sam Kieth has such good comic timing that Peter David's humorous sensibilities has never been better than this, I think.
Yeah.
And
well,
just because he's willing to do such a high panel count, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but speaking to
Yeah.
the Marvel style that Peter David used, like starting from the first page, do you think that he had written it with this many panels in mind, or was it broken up because of Sam Kieth? Like this is a lot here. There's a lot of
Undoubtedly. I mean, we can never know, but undoubtedly Sam Kieth.
We can't.
broke
We're
it
just
up.
we're just talking.
Just because like the other Peter David comics don't feel like this.
That's true.
Right. I'm sure Peter just gave him a description of the plot, and Sam broke it down in this way because, no other Peter David comic looked like this. And I don't think he was going to sit there, and especially on such a tight deadline for 8 pages a month on top of his other jobs, this stuff had to be batted out pretty quickly. And I'm pretty sure it was just Sam Kieth and his own specific rhythm setting up the visual sort of it's broken down into really tiny panels. I mean, it's almost like stamps.
Like even stuff like this is very Sam Kieth. I'm shocked he's not an animator because he seems to have like animator sensibilities.
Perhaps the Max TV show disabused him of that.
Well, actually, I think his a relative of his was an animator, and that's a part of how the Max TV show came about, I think.
One of his siblings.
But I might be wrong about that.
Yeah.
It's interesting you say the rhythm, his specific rhythm, because that's really what I got the most from this is just like this. He's like drumming along in this really asynchronous beat through this story. And yeah, I've never read anything like this. I need to read more Sam Kieth shit.
It's got to read the Max.
Yeah. It's got a lot of small moments. Like you could see right there on just in the spread alone, very, very intimate moments, but also there's a lot of just big shots of cool drawings. So it's like a good mix, and I think he's good for that for the whole thing and throughout his whole career. So this is sort of his signature move. He gets to play in both worlds, like the nuance and the bombast. I think he's great at it, and this is like a good showcase for that. I mean, just look at the breakdown of just the interaction between Wolverine and Tiger. It doesn't have to be that drawn out, and yet he chose to do that. He didn't have to draw the hell out of it, but he did.
Well, Actually, this is the point
Yeah,
that I was
he's
gonna bring up was with Tiger. You can see that he is capable of drawing beautiful woman, and because he can, like, if he shows a shot of a beautiful woman's face, does it not disarm the reader so that he can slow down and break the panels down in such a way that, like, interactions like this, a talking head scene like this, you're actually in for it. You're actually you're more invested in it.
These are teen boy comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, technically too. If you go back a couple of pages, there's a shot of when Wolverine's kind of naked, looking over a cliff. There's a lot of body hair, right? Those are a lot of tiny ink lines, and they disappear in other printings. Uh,
oh,
this is
Really?
almost like
So,
it's weird because this is like the purest form of of it. It's a weird mix, right? Like for some reason, I think it's let's see, I think it's the next page after that. I mean that's a good example too. But there's
Oh yeah,
also
lots of.
I want to bring up this version of the comic.
So
But
that's actually the only other time it's been printed, other than 2023 was the second time it was reprinted in a
oh
Wolverine
wow,
omnibus. It's
yeah,
not even on Marvel Unlimited.
I haven't
what?
seen those
So
copies at all. I only have this one, which I think was printed I don't know 2 years after the fact. But I don't know if you could see it, but just a lot of detail drops out of this printing, and yet the ink is so rich that it almost makes up for it. So it's kind of a weird, like, is it better? Is it worse? You lose the detail, but the lines that you can see, you could see better. It's strange, and I'm usually a fan of just the original format, the original newsprint, color and the tone of it. But he packs in so much detail that was really unorthodox for the time that you kind of
oh
lose a
yeah,
little bit of it.
and
But
and and that is an interesting thing because like I think the paper printing quality around this time was probably at an all-time low for comics. So like
It
we do
was,
love
yeah.
newsprint, but there's good newsprint and there's it's a gradient, right? It's interesting because of where comics was headed right after this. Like years later, a couple of years after this, like Image would raise the bar for paper and print quality, and everyone else would have to catch up.
for sure.
And I think the reason why the printing was so bad was because Marvel was using flexographic printing, which I think it uses like a flexible polymer plate instead of like a rigid metal plate.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, it was just cheaper.
Right. It was cheaper especially for these books. It wasn't like direct market books or deluxe format books like DC would have. So because they were affordable, they had to be sort of on this cheap printing process on cheap paper. So we're lucky we got what we got, in
Yeah,
terms of Keith art. So
the best way to see his inks, the only way to see his inks, is in a Wolverine omnibus that was printed a couple of years ago. So
Hmm.
unfortunate
oh,
because yes, the hair that he drew was so intricate, and it just gets lost. I read an interview with Scott Williams a couple of years ago where, um, yeah, he said around this time they were always heartbroken seeing the printed comics because of how like scratchy and sketchy their clean art appeared to be.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean, we look back at newsprint with fondness and nostalgia, but a lot of creators never want to go back to that.
I know. Yeah, yeah. It's a miracle that some of this stuff even made it to the printed page. So again, we're lucky for what we did get. But I could imagine that all that cross hatching just blends into one blob. And it's just not the effect you're going for. You're putting all this work in. And some of it shows up, some of it doesn't. I don't know. It's kind of the thrilling part of printing and being published at that time, though, right? I mean, it must have been cool just to be printed or just to be employed, to be honest. But to have to have this come out and look as cool as it does. I mean, that's really great. So I don't know, no complaints. I just figured it'd be worth pointing out the difference between editions.
Michelle, since you've
Yeah,
got
it's
that
always interesting to see all the differences.
since you've got that copy there with you, Eric, if you
Colin?
go to 86 already,
Yeah,
page 2, you can see it like the bottom last two panels. There's that hatchy kind of effect. I don't think he used a sponge or anything to pick up ink off it. I think he actually hatched lines with maybe a 005 there at the bottom right corner. Those last two panels, Michelle, can you see if that held up,
Um,
or is it completely black?
oh, I think that's just bad printing.
Yeah, that's just bad printing. I mean, could you see that?
Well, that's okay.
I
Maybe
mean,
it's
it's just
bad
like a
printing,
solid
but
black. I
it
think that
comes
was just
up.
body printing.
Okay, I thought because it comes up so much,
Yeah, it's
and
just the,
it doesn't
the
look like
terrible flexographic printing.
it doesn't look like a sponge. It looks like actual hatching. You know what I mean?
No, that's just bad printing. Um,
Oh my god! I thought it was
yeah,
intense.
which is unfortunate. Like again, a lot of these creators like would see this and they'd be horrified
Yeah.
because especially the amount of work he put into this. And it should be noted like he started his career as an inker.
Mm-hmm.
Notably, he worked on Mage over
Matt,
Matt Wagner.
it's Matt
sorry?
Wagner.
Matt Wagner. Yeah, he
Yeah.
inked Matt Wagner on Mage, and then he did a bunch of short stories here and there where he would pencil and ink himself, and then he did transition to become a penciler for Sandman, and then he worked with an inker, and then as we stated earlier, like he worked on Hulk, and then he worked with an inker here. But like this is the first time I think he got a professional gig where somehow he convinced them to let him pencil and ink his own work, because editors wouldn't always do that. There was always a segregation. I think like McFarlane and Liefeld eventually around this time convinced the editors to let them ink their own work. But
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, was it difficult to convince them, or yeah?
I think for a small gig like this, and I mean small because it's not a full title, it's not the Wolverine title, it's not a flagship title. It's sort of like it's an 8-page incremental thing.
And a lot of these stories start off as inventory, right? So
sure, yeah, a lot of it is, and like Eric Larson a few issues earlier, or back in issue 48, 49, 50, he wrote his own stuff for Marvel for the first time. So they would try out these talents to kind of flex different muscles. And in this case, yeah, I think inking was part of the gig. He might have half inked the Hulk thing. I know he had Kelly Jones help out, and I know he inked the cover. But yeah, Marvel really didn't let artists do that. It was very rare, very rare. I think it was a time thing. It was just that sort of assembly line, crank it out, get it done, get it out the door. Luckily for us, they allowed him to ink his own stuff because it really sings. I mean, you really see like what he was going for.
I mean, this story I feel like is very revered by artists, but yet, and it's got really iconic covers, I think. But I mean, the fact that it hasn't been reprinted much probably says a lot about how, I guess there's not a lot of fanfare out there for it.
I don't think it fits into their, especially now, the brand of Wolverine as much as they would like.
Oh yeah,
it's like
I don't think it ever did, right? I mean, it's very much a Sam Keith.
Yeah, like it's very he's kind of sneaky. He's got a past. He's you expect like, oh, he just stabs guys and looks cool, but this is like, I don't know. There's more going on, and I don't think it really hits for, I think, executives the way it does for us.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel also in general, it feels like their reprint program isn't as expansive as, say, someone like DC, where they publish a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Marvel is kind of selective in weird ways. It's sort of mysterious. Retailers don't know what they could really order. And so this has been republished a couple times in this one book I have in the edition that you mentioned, Eric. And maybe again in 10 more years. I don't know. But yeah, it is kind of mysterious. Yeah, kind of rare. So yeah, the fanfare really is with artists, right? Or like old school fans who loved this stuff back in the day. And we're keeping it alive here in this show, in this episode.
Yeah, and I mean, am I wrong? Like, these covers are iconic, right?
So yes.
Like,
to
most
us,
of them are
right?
trading
Like,
cards.
Yeah, I guess maybe to us. Like this one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well,
There's also
here
a
actually,
poster that was made around this time.
well, I was just going to say that the
I
nature
don't
of
have
the
the poster.
story, there's a lot of psychedelic, drug use and trips and stuff like that. So that may also be a reason why they don't
Mhm.
reprint it, right? And there's also like a hot dog shaped
Yeah, that
card
could be. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Right. It does
Yeah.
have a trippy scene in the middle of it. Yeah, it's sort of
yeah.
the whole second act is really just one bad trip.
Eric, can you flip back 1 sec? I love that left-hand page. This is where this series like kicked me in the face of like, oh, okay, I see why people like, because I don't know much about Sam Keith, but this is where I thought, oh, okay, I see why I
I
need
just
to
thought
get
you were a
to
Red
know more.
Dwarf fan.
What?
Anybody here watch Red Dwarf back in the day?
No.
Because there's a Red Dwarf reference here with what is it, Lister and Rimmer, but
Just leave it to Peter David.
Wow. Topical at the time and now. No, just like the breakup of this. Man, it's something I didn't think I would see in this era of comics. And I had to check, like, when did this come out? It's 94. Is this 94?
91.
Okay. Well,
91.
yeah, that's still a little later than I would have expected. But
Yeah, I mean, like you guys mentioned, it was right peak X-Force, X-Men #1. I mean,
right,
it
right,
was like
right.
a dizzying.
very exciting time for comics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that this was coming out as a kid, like I said, I didn't read every issue, but when I would see it, it was like a different version of Wolverine, and I wasn't mad at it. Like I liked the way it looked. I liked that it was different. I also wasn't a purist about Wolverine. I wasn't a purist about any of the characters I loved. It was like, oh, there are like 20 different versions of Batman. I want them all. I love them all. I wasn't like, well, that doesn't look that. I wasn't picky. I loved it all, right? So that was, I think that really sharpened my appreciation for styles, different approaches. And this is as weird as it gets within this spectrum, right? Within this world. And I think that's something that's carried my enthusiasm for this stuff even to this day. Like to this moment where I'm looking at this stuff and it still has a charge, it still has a power that I appreciate.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
it's so cool that it got even printed. To me, that this shows as a career that you can make comics like this in a mainstream arena and make it look this idiosyncratic, right? I mean, that you could make a career out of it. We could look back and be like, oh, he did the Max, he did this and that, and he did make a career out of it. But in the moment too, it's like, wow, he got in, even if it's just for these 8 chapters. That's cool. That's really something special. But anyway, the poster, real quick, it's this image right here.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
This one.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, if you zoom out, it's him, I think, on a mushroom or something. It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
cool. It's really cool. And
That was a trading card as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so I think that was a promotional thing for this series, for this 8-parter. So again, it's all gravy. It's all good, it all looks fantastic to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Before,
this entire series, I think he was just playing. He was just like experimenting with as many different techniques as he could. I love
Yeah.
these, like he's got several different patterns. He's got this pattern here, and then he's got this pattern there, and a lot of it is just inexplicable to me. Like it just looks like he's like playing. It looks like just fun page design.
Sure.
I don't know if it can be articulated ever even beyond that. Like why is that there? Who knows? It just looks cool.
Right, exactly. Like that panel on the right hand page, that tier in the bottom doesn't have to curve like that at all. That's him being playful and inventive, and it doesn't have to look like that, but it does. He's like, well, why not?
you start to see a lot of that in the Mac.
Yes.
Yeah, he really ramps it up in the Max for sure.
Yeah.
And also in this, we have some very early Rob Liefeld.
Yeah.
It's always fun to see these early times when these like superstars were really hungry to prove themselves. So
Yeah. Finished by Jay Lee.
Yeah. I think Rob only did like the first 2 or something. And it looks, judging by the style of Rob, it looks like really early inventory Rob, like really early, like pre.
Eric, before you go,
yeah.
before you move on, there's an unpublished Sam Keith cover at the back. Let's flip to that.
Oh yeah.
No, they'll flip.
Oh right, yes.
Yeah.
For the Weapon X, it was supposed to be during Barry Windsor Smith's Weapon X.
Yeah.
Oh dang!
Yeah, very cool.
Wow, so he like
Smith impression.
Wow, that's not a style I was associating with him, but he's going quite fine there. And I think of this and the Max is quite chunky, so it's interesting to see him oscillating between like I'm gonna pull a Barry Windsor Smith for this.
I think he was a big Barry Windsor Smith fan, so he must have been just channeling that style just to sort of honor one of his gods. I don't know what it was used for, though. I mean, other than this pinup, this must have been like maybe a potential cover or something, but I don't know why it exists.
Yeah, it says unpublished.
It says there, unpublished cover.
But yeah, very cool. So
yeah, I'm glad it got printed. It looks great, you know.
Oh, and actually, this is like the very first Joe Madureira published anything like this cover. Like he didn't do anything in this issue, but yeah, it's the next issue is his first published comic.
Yeah.
Check out our Joe Mad episode, available now.
Yeah, where we discussed that a bit.
I was about to plug it for you.
And more to come.
You cover these issues already.
So, is there anybody who does Battle Damage Wolverine better than Sam Keith?
No, this is fucking disgusting, and I love it. I'm not like I don't like gore, but this was like, this is rad. This is just rad battle damage.
Yeah, it's not even gory. Yeah, it is crusty. It's disgusting. It's beautiful. It's sublime. I mean, it's so good. And again, this is a good example of like the printing sort of betraying the delicacy of the drawing.
Yeah, that.
Let's see. It's so weird because okay, so in this version, the line is great, but the coloring is off. I don't know if you can see that.
Huh.
Did they take out some of that red?
Well, his arms are orange, and it's just weird. Also, not for nothing, but I love the lettering of the titles, and it's omitted in this. It's a small thing. It's just, you know, that could have been left in. I don't think it compromises anything, but again, it's just prints and formats. That's all. No big deal.
So it was trying to like have it as like without the chapter breaks as like one long narrative.
Yeah.
That trade.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember those trades would often cut pages out when they would reprint, but this was probably the perfect amount. They didn't need to cut any out, but yeah, they would like do a Todd McFarlane Amazing Spider-Man and they'd cut pages out just because they could only be a certain page count, I think.
Oh, really? I never noticed that.
But speaking of like what do you guys think of the coils from this Battle Damage Wolverine?
So I ask you about that. What's up with that?
When you posted that cover. Well, fabric, that was the first time I actually, before I saw Sam Keith draw, the coiled up, torn fabric. We used to have a dog when I was a kid, and he tore up a couch, and the fabric on the couch coiled up like that, kind of like a telephone wire cord. And when I saw that exact cover as a trading card, my first exposure was the trading cards before I actually read these comics, and like the coiled up, just all the coiled up fabric just hanging off him like that. I'm like, yeah, there was a familiarity there, and I'm like, yeah, that's what it should look like, So I went through a whole phase of drawing coiled up torn up fabric.
Oh yeah,
like that.
And you did some life drawing of it too.
Yeah.
But he discussed it in an interview, probably 15 years after this. He explained that he was a struggling artist, and so he was looking around at all the successful artists around him, and he saw Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man webbing, and he wasn't drawing Spider-Man, but how could he kind of replicate that? And that's also why he does these steroided out beefy figures, because he saw Rob Liefeld was having a lot of success drawing that too. So he was just like doing what every artist does, just sort of like picking bits and pieces here and there. But it is interesting because it is just so odd, right? It's an
Yeah,
odd way of having fabric.
it's like his signature, one of his signature moves.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
he's the only
Okay.
one who does it. Yeah.
So now I have to lay bare my
Yeah.
ignorance because there's parts in the later chapters that I could have sworn it's like metal coils coming from out of his skin after he
Really?
fights.
oh,
I
it could be both.
Yeah.
now I gotta try to look this up because
Why not
I'm
both?
well, and I'm wondering if that it might be what it is. Yeah, no, I'm almost certain it's in issue 92. It looks like he is like strained so hard that whatever is in the adamantium has like busted loose from him.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
it
very
could be up to interpretation.
yeah, it's all
Yeah.
very just very emotionally charged. You know, it's not like objective reality or anything. That it's very much just the feeling of. And we'll get to like really charged images soon. But the thing about what you mentioned, Eric, about him noticing this thing from Todd and this thing from Rob is that in reading interviews with him, he's a pretty self-deprecating guy,
Yeah.
and he's kind of not. He doesn't seem like. It almost seems like he stumbled upon this stuff. Like, I guess I just wanted to draw comics, and I was an inker, and then I'm a penciler. Oh my god! And he kind of stumbled upon this, but I did recognize that he does have an ambitious streak, and that is to draw superheroes, and that is to get this Wolverine and sort of like campaign himself to get this gig, and then to get further gigs, and kind of wonder, why am I not getting hired for superhero books? I only have this Marvel Comics Presents. So it was almost like he was trying to build the stepping stones to get more mainstream gigs. And so what you're mentioning supports that, which is like he's both. And I'm not saying you have to be one or the other. He is both. He could be a self-deprecating artiste as he mocks himself routinely, but he's also like, I want to be awesome. I want to get gigs. I want to look cool. I want the kids to love my stuff. I want the editors to love my stuff. And I think he succeeded, And then it makes perfect sense that he would pivot to the max because he was, hitting a wall with Marvel. Image was on an opportunity, even though he didn't really feel like he was part of that scene. He was very much a loner in that world. I think it's all highly interesting. I think it's all so fucking cool and weird.
Well, and
He's an interesting character, I think.
he was very
Yeah.
frustrated though because after this he would see his peers get other gigs, and he said he was stuck just getting cover gigs. I think there was a lot of fanfare for his covers, and so he continued getting like Marvel Comics Presents cover gigs, and then I think he did a string of Detective Comics cover gigs, but he couldn't get any more interior art.
Mm-hmm.
For when Image was starting up, a lot of artists got invites, and it was just such a gamble for people,
Yeah.
especially because you might piss off Marvel and never get anything. And he said it wasn't even a consideration. It was just like, well, I'm not doing anything else, so I might
Right.
as well go to Image.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to, as you said, he wanted to do Big Two work, but I mean, they weren't hiring him.
Yeah, not for interiors. And he wanted to make comics. Yeah, he didn't want to just do covers. He wanted a solid run. Like, he knew what it took, and he felt like he had what it took, but the editors weren't giving him that shot. So I don't know. It's just interesting. We have these 8 chapters, and he also did another 8 chapters down the line, but it's kind of a limited body of work if you think about it. It's strange.
Yeah, it is interesting how little he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably made so much money off Sandman, if I were to guess, which he
Maybe.
talks very poorly about Sandman.
Hey.
Like the art he did on Sandman, he thinks he just did a terrible job. And he said that some people at Marvel told him, "You'll never get hired at Marvel because that Sandman art was so bad."
Yeah.
And then he did that one pinup, and then Bobby Chase, the editor of Hulk, liked the one pinup, and then one thing led to the other.
Right. Which just goes to show you're just as good as your last job. You know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, you can
you'll
always.
forget the shit, but if you make something cool in the moment, that'll lead to something. So it's aspirational in a way.
Yeah, it's very inspiring. Yeah. This kind of reminds me of the opening of the Max. This right here.
Oh yeah, that's
Mm.
the trippy section now, sort of. You're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
to it, yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to comment that like it is very cool here. He's high right now, or tripping out, or just going through something, and so there's no panel borders, and so that just like gives this air of confusion. So we as the reader are like experiencing what Wolverine's going through. So I think it's just like very good storytelling there.
Yeah.
Love that weird Mick Jagger face he gives him in what is it, page 5? Yeah, page 5. Yeah, top of page 5 there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle, do you have the I Before E anthology?
I wish I did. The 2 issues. I'm always looking for them.
Yeah, I see they go for quite a bit of money, but he's this. So I Before E collects all the short black and white comics he did in the early 80s for independent publishers, and it came out the same month as the first Marvel Comics Presents he did. So right here he's doing an advertisement for it. And then
good for him.
there he did a second issue that came out like the following year.
Yeah.
But it's amazing because it's got like it reprints the very first version of the Max, which is like Max the Hare.
Mhm.
And he also did a whole bunch of short stories with the Is in it
Right.
before the Max came out.
And I think the cover to the first issue, correct me if I'm wrong, it might have been his first Hulk cover, but what he first submitted, and they rejected.
Oh.
Like, oh, you have to draw the villain and you have to show the Hulk's head. So he had to redraw it or reconfigure it a little bit. So the first cover of that is really just a hulking figure busting through a wall or something. I've been looking for those for years.
Yeah,
I'd
like to get my hands on them. I guess they're very rare.
Yeah, Fantagraphics put those out back in, I don't know, 90, 91, around the time this was coming out.
Yeah.
I was just going to comment on the figure work of women. He draws really beautiful women. I think it's kind of he's
Very
underrated
pretty.
in that aspect.
For sure.
Yeah, Dave Stevens-esque.
If you go back a couple pages to the Mick Jagger face, panel 3, you can see like at any angle he's pretty masterfully drawn those girls hovering around Wolverine.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a real throwback to
And then again,
like 50s romance books, but like cranked up for 1991 to the extreme.
I think that's probably a result of his, Frank Frazetta was one of his major influences. So sometimes
Whom amongst us?
I
Yeah,
can see it.
like he, I don't know, he's a good mix of weird, different styles. Like, I mean, everything from Frazetta to Bernie Wrightson to like underground comics. And that's
He liked a lot of the 70s guys.
Yeah, pretty much. I think he's the only one from the Image crew, except for maybe Jim Valentino, who really applies that underground aesthetic to like his style.
yeah.
Because Valentino came from undergrounds, but the independent stuff post underground, but he never applied that to like Guardians of the Galaxy or his Marvel work or Shadowhawk. He kind of made a shift to superhero style, whereas Sam Kieth just incorporated it all into just one soup of just influences. And that's what I think further sets him apart. Not only the specific influences, but the way he mixes them, I think is super compelling.
Where you get this and then this in the same page, right?
Yeah, and it all works. I don't think it's jarring. Others might. I think it all just works. I think it's kind of a pure vision, really.
Yeah, it's just so uncommon. Like it's so you don't see a lot of stuff like that. I mean, I think I see it in your work, Michel.
Well, I mean, it might be a little. I don't know. I don't know. It's funny because when I started incorporating, there's a period where I was just incorporating imageness, whatever that means. I could try to decode that a little bit, but into my own work, and I thought, oh my God, this is kind of awesome. I don't think anyone's ever done this. And then I'm like, wait a minute, Sam Kieth, that's Sam Kieth. Like, what am I fucking talking about? I'm not reinventing the wheel here. Like, he's been doing it for decades. What am I talking about? but he does do that. He does kind of blend the insane bombast of that period with like weird underground sensibilities. I mean, it's so cool. I mean, it's still so fresh. I mean, we're looking at this stuff. It looks modern as hell to me. It doesn't look like specifically 90s. It's kind of timeless in a way. It's not 80s. It's not 70s. It's not a throwback. It's very much its own world. And
Yeah, and it should be noted that the Max was seen as like the literate image book at the time. Like, it got a lot more respect than a lot of the other image comics back then.
yeah, I can see that.
This is fun. There's like a Wolverine overlay on top here. It's just he's like constantly playing. He's just like doing everything he can to make a really cool comic.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the reason that he got so much cover work is his use? I'm now noticing, because I was reading these as fast as I could. But he uses like negative space so well on these covers. I like your eye can't help but be drawn to just them versus what I assume are rather busy covers next to them on newsstands and spinner racks.
Yeah.
He's doing the thing that has become one of the secret themes of this show, which is knowing when to drop background and other details out.
Yeah, which is not easy, especially he had been at it, I think, for I think it was only like 28 around this time, 29. But he had been at it for like
I know
for 8 years or so.
Taylor, I know. The hell?
No, he was only 28, 28, 29. But readers would write in and say, his Wolverine. Okay. But what's up with the rounded backs and big feet? Like, they would complain about those things, but they would generally accept that he drew a pretty cool Wolverine. Yeah. I think that's why they reused his covers a lot and like trading cards and posters and things like that, is because it was still very appealing, right? It was just kind of weird seeing him with a giant 8-back, like a silverback gorilla kind of thing.
Yeah. I think that was sort of his one of his influences. I think is Mark Baudet or Bodie. I don't know how you say his name, but it kind of. I think that it lends itself to like graffiti culture. And so I remember graffiti kids loved the Max and loved Sam Keith's Wolverine. That was one of the only styles that really tapped into that world. I don't think he knew that, but it just happened to work that way. We're just graffiti kids were just like tagging walls with his art, And I thought that was super interesting. I mean, no other comic artist got to claim that I saw.
Yeah, I'm now looking at some of his work, and you can see kind of the
bigness.
Volume.
It's the big feet. It's the big feet. It's the stylish women. It's the exaggeration, the cartooniness mixed with that exaggeration. Yeah. I think it was influential in different ways.
My Canadian cereal box French tells me it's pronounced Boudi.
I always thought it was like Baudet, but I don't know. There is a quote from Sam Keith I found from the Overstreet Monthly magazine #1.
Right on.
He said that if there's any character that I really feel comes naturally to me, it would be the Hulk or Wolverine. And he also said, ever since I read the character Wolverine when I was younger, I felt that I knew he should seem really evil and warped, but in a wholesome way.
Yeah.
And he also said, when I drew him, it just felt right. I always draw characters that are hunched over with their knees by their armpits and arms hanging down, and I knew Wolverine should be the same way.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, because especially the movies recently, it seems like in the past 20 years have kind of erased his like short, squat stature. And every now and then you'll see it pop back up, but most of the time it's like, no, he kind of looks like a 6'2" Australian man. Yeah.
Another buff dude with claws.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at the hair detailing here.
It's amazing. Let's see how it looks on this reprint. Not bad.
That's something that you don't see very often anymore, eh?
Not bad.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's kind of got like a weird color streak right here, but overall, I think the line quality is pretty sharp.
Huh. That's on glossy paper?
It's on glossy paper. As glossy
That's
as it gets
interesting.
for this time, yeah.
So I have another quote about him talking about the hair. He was asked, what's the biggest challenge drawing Wolverine? And he said the hair on the arms. Because there are so many of them. It takes forever to draw the hair on the arms, and finding the space between the hair and the arms that is just right for the amount. If you put them too close together when they're reduced down to the comic and they don't work. And if you put them too far apart, then it looks like he was shaven between the hairs. I can't stand Wolverine's arms when the artist doesn't have the patience to draw the hairs close together. It drives me nuts.
Shots fired. God damn.
Yeah.
Damn, Sam.
So
By the
it
way,
seems like it wasn't really fun for him, but it's just necessary.
check out that weenus right there.
Well, maybe he wasn't using a Pigma 005 like I
Sorry,
did.
Michelle, what was that? Check out the
Just
what?
pointing out that weenus right there.
Yeah.
That is well observed, yeah.
Like, no one draws a weenus like Sam Keith. Come on. Maybe Simon Bisley, but
Yeah, just such impressive detailing. So
So
much work
good.
put into that.
so good.
How much
It's
would
just
that
fun.
page go for nowadays, the original?
I
It's
don't even wanna know.
Crazy.
it's got to be. I'm going to say 400,000 viewers. Let us know if you have a
That may
better
be a little
idea.
high, but
No,
who
I don't
knows?
think so. No.
That's funny because Sam Keith was blown away that someone offered him $800 for one of the covers in one of these interviews. He's like,
Oh,
he couldn't believe it. Like, oh my god, someone's willing to pay $800 for one of my covers. Oh my god, that's crazy, and that's like a
Which
bargain
is-
these days.
yeah,
Which is
it's
about
heartbreaking that all those
1,600
creators.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Walt Simonson, he kept all his art. It was very. I saw you've been selling
Right
some
on.
of your Bloodstrike art recently, Michelle.
Yeah, I was making room for my COPRA pages, and I came upon them, and I'm like, I think I could let these go. I never thought I would, but I'm like, I think I'm ready to let these go. Put them out in the
But
wild.
just to be clear, like, have you sold any Copra pages?
No,
Okay, very
no,
cool.
I've sold maybe COPRA.
Did you want to?
No time soon. I'm keeping them for several reasons, but just practical production reasons, and I'm super emotional and attached. But also and I was attached to the other pages, but enough time has passed where I'm like, these could live out in the wild, I think, and enough people were asking me about it, where it's like, okay, I think it's time. So the timing was right. But I would hear stories about like Frank Miller or Walt Simonson just holding on to their stuff. Eric Larson would never sell
Yeah,
Dragon
only just
Age stuff
recently
until
he.
recently. Yeah, he would sell
If they'll do
entire
it to
issues.
Kirby, they'll do it to you.
What's that?
You know, if they'll do it to Kirby, they'll do it to you. So
well, my situation's a little bit different than Kirby's, but yeah.
Yeah.
no, I'm saying it's something we should all keep in mind. Like, is my original art worth anything? Of course it's not, but I'm still jealously holding it in the depths of my computer just in case.
Sure. Whatever you feel is right, really, is ultimately the answer, right? So,
How big of a stack are we talking, Michelle, for Copra? Like,
50 issues.
maybe 4 times the size of that.
oh, okay, wow.
Dang.
Yeah, they add up because it's on thick Bristol, and it adds up after a while with all the covers and all the extra.
How do you store them?
I'd be so nervous.
You know what? I've been looking at vaults.
Yeah.
tapes.
Fireproof.
They're pricey, so for now they're just in my studio.
There are now several viewers plotting a heist of these pages
Oh, no.
in the comment section.
Oh, they're not in my home. They're in my other compound.
This paper airplane sequence is so fun.
It is.
It's fun.
Yeah, I
but
was gonna
kind
comment
of
on that,
wish
yeah.
that he drew her arm throwing it. And the
Yeah,
arm
right here it's
throwing
just reused.
a little, and they're all static pages, and that's fine. But just a little arm. It would have been
Yeah,
because
bugged
he's
me a
still
little
like
as
look
well.
at his arm. He's like still like reaching out. Like throughout all, like it's kind of a silly little thing. I kind of like it. It's kind of ridiculous, but I don't know. Who
Yeah.
might have
Yeah,
fucking got this stuff?
I'm
Like, really? I mean, this is a masterpiece. What am I doing? Like being
but clearly this is like a sign of like the deadline is starting to get to him because
yeah,
he's laboring over these pages. He's probably
yeah,
only doing 8 a month,
Yeah.
but you can tell he's laboring over them, right?
right. There are no real shortcuts. I mean, that's about as far as you get as far as shortcuts. But he drew the hell out of that one panel and the rest of the page. You know,
Yeah.
when
I
you
mean,
do the
yeah.
page, the other page, the next page has some statted panels where you zoom in on the dude and
Yeah.
second to last. That's fine. He drew the hell out of that. You know, it's all good.
Yeah, and it serves the storytelling too. When it's at its worst is when it kind of affects the storytelling negatively.
Right when it
But
takes you
yeah,
out of the story.
yeah. But I mean, it's not like later on in the story he ends up skimping out. Like the he's clearly probably running out of time, but he's still just putting his all into the storytelling.
Mhm.
It's not like he's moving on to pages where it's like, okay, now I'll do 3 panel pages. He's just like sticking with the great storytelling.
I think the use of photostatic zoom actually works quite well. And I wonder if he does it on purpose just because as you zoom in, it just gets more and more, I don't know, grotesque or garbled, something like that. And it feels like there is that, as he zooms in, it's supposed to feel like this is getting more and more imposing. Oh gosh.
It is kind of a
This
cool
thing,
effect, yeah.
yeah, this thing is so much more closer to me. I don't like this at all.
Yeah, that's a
So
good point. Yeah.
so I is this is this Joe Mad's which issue is Joe Mad's very first comic? Was that the last one?
I think it's 89. I think it's 89.
You got a couple more. You
No,
got a
that's
couple more.
actually the next one. Yeah, this next issue is yeah, and there's a Joe Mad
Yeah.
cover. So yeah, that's fun. Oh yeah, this is probably the second or third one he drew. But
Yeah, I think this might be. Yeah, wasn't the first one a North Star story?
yeah, which was printed second from what I recall.
Yeah, that was.
It
It's
was
a little
probably
clunkier. Like it wasn't really. You couldn't tell it's really Joe Mad. This you could kind of tell it's Joe Mad.
yeah, yeah, which is this is his falling into his Art Adams
Oh yeah.
influence. But yeah, the Sam Keith story continues. Oh, so yeah, speaking of like crazy effects, like this is that crazy Xerox effect that a lot of artists were doing back then.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, Chris Spacula was doing it, which you guys pointed out in that episode. I recommend it to
Yeah.
viewers.
Much appreciated.
One
Yes,
of the
thank you.
three. Which
Yeah, which
still kind of
builds
blows
the
my
chemistry
mind.
a
I
little
wouldn't
bit.
know how to do this. Like, it's so trippy and crazy looking. I love it.
Yeah, and like I guess it's kind of disappeared. Like people, you never see stuff like this anymore because there's like Photoshop filters. But Photoshop can't pull it off like this. Like it just looks so like I wanna try this, but I don't know if I can do it with a regular scanner. I think the scanner quality is too good. You need like a really shitty Xerox machine.
Well,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could down res it. Yeah. Look into the Pantera cover vulgar display of power. There's you can find articles about how that was made, and it's a similar use.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you might
no
be able to
kidding.
find like some guides on how to do that with it.
Oh, and we should say for anybody who's watching this for the first time, I believe it's you put a finished piece of art in a Xerox and then you just move it around in funny ways while it's being scanned,
Yeah,
and that's how you get these like crazy techniques.
man, I would love
Yeah.
to see these originals. I mean, holy God.
Yeah, I mean it's probably just like paste ups here. Like this is the inked part, and then we got a like crazy paste up. If I were to guess.
Yeah, or the page on the left right there, with their faces on the right side of the page. Like, where are those drawings? Like, I don't know. It's
Yeah, that's
so great. It's so great. And then you flip the page, and that's where his like cartooning really comes into effect. I mean, look at that. I mean,
he
it's
had
not
to
your
have been
typical-
doing that text himself, right?
That could
just
have been
because
the
he had the
letter.
vision.
No, that could have
Yeah.
been the letter. Who's the letter?
Yeah, potentially.
David Sharp.
Yeah, I think there were throughout this. There's like
Dave
3
Sharp.
different letters. Yeah, yeah, it could have been Dave Sharp. I'm just guessing because like he had a
No,
very
I think
cartoony vision that it could potentially be him, but maybe not. Maybe Dave Sharp fell into his vision, like knew exactly what it needed.
Yeah, maybe he
I
just
I
made
would
notes or something. It might have been Dave Sharp.
I would bet 20 Canadian dollars that Sam Keith lettered those sound effects himself.
I'm with you. I think he's putting that in himself.
The thing is with these professional letterers, though, is they know how to do this stuff. It's not like, but yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't know. The
Yeah,
only
but
way to know is by asking them, right?
It's a very early days of Mad a collection of them. I don't know. It just feels, and they kind of feel less professional than a professional letterer would do.
Who did the lettering
yeah,
for
that's a good
Max?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh,
Do you
good
know,
question.
Michelle, offhand, who did the lettering for Max?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or, I mean, did
I'd say
Keith do his own
Sinclair,
sound
but I
effects
think
for
that's a
that? Because
color.
these are very
Mike
reminiscent of that.
Heisler?
Oh, Jim
Like that
Sinclair was
chunk
the editor.
sound effect.
Sorry, the
remember?
inker. Mike Heisler.
Oh, okay, it was Mike Heisler.
Right.
I think he still letters comics to this day. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
we got some
although-
more battle
In any case,
damage
20
Wolverine.
Canadian on the table. Prove
Well,
me wrong.
if we ever find out. Anybody in the comments knows, please let us know.
Sam,
Hello?
would love to have you on. Let us know.
Yeah, call him up.
Yeah. Call him up.
This is really fun. It's like we have these like shrinking panels as Wolverine realizes he's been acting poorly, or he's coming down from his high potentially. Yeah, just great storytelling.
Also, look at those claws. I should point out where does it show that those claws? He originally started with the claws looking more like the butcher's knives.
Oh,
And
actually, that's...
like
which what is that from?
It shows the page in black and white without text, and that's from this comics interview.
Oh, that's from 85.
Oh, okay.
So
throw up 85
it's
again,
just
Eric?
interesting that he was going for the McFarlane butcher knives from the Frank Miller Wolverine #1
Right.
cover, and they're like, no, just tone him down. I don't know if he decided that or if the editor did, but it's interesting.
I mean, the spikes kind of feel, the ice pick feels more him.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you discover what works for you best, like as you go, and what you prefer to, like, you don't really know it right away. But I mean, it seems like he's got Wolverine down pretty well right away.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Also, I feel like those knives, the blades always change from people to people, or even within an artist. Sometimes it just depends on what you feel like. It's a very emotionally driven thing. Unless you're a stickler for those kind of details and you're consistent, but sometimes some people aren't. So
yeah, Adam Hubert was the first to draw Wolverine with his bone claws, and I could see he's the one that kind of. That's the first time that I saw an artist differentiate between metal and bone. And I think when he got his adamantium back, like in more recent things that he's done where he's got his metal claws back, he's kind of come back to not the bone look, but like the butcher knife look, but with a more of a curved edge rather than that having that chop at the top, like the more rectangular edge at the top. He's got a little bit more of a curved edge, but it still looks like a knife.
Yeah, but it's always artist dependent, right?
I think that might be because of the movie, because there's like the first time he unsheaths the claws, you see them like real close up, and they kind of like make a point of showing you, so this is how it would actually happen. And it kind of like gave artists like wait, now I know what they're supposed to look like. Great. Because it kind of doesn't make sense that they come out of like the back of his hand.
Yeah.
The thing is, none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
No. No, I know.
The idea of it being in. Yeah.
His hair, his mask doesn't make sense. His personality doesn't make sense. I mean, it's it's so amazing. It's so
And the
good.
thing is, doing the show, I've realized just how much I've been attempting to drag like fantastical stuff into the real world, and I'm really, really trying to not do that. Like, no, I want to drag audiences into this fantastical world more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at the consistency of the mask. Like he's just going
Yeah, it's all over the
super
place.
cool, like just like interesting shapes, fun shapes, and yeah, I feel like I get a Kelly Jones like Batman ears vibe off a lot of this,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he was very inspired by like again like following the who was popular at the time. He was like looking at the like origami Batman cape type stuff, and I can see a bit of that here.
Oh yeah, and that trench coat and stuff. Yeah,
Oh, especially the trench coat on Cyber. Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah,
Yeah, right here, which we see frequently. Yeah, it's
yeah.
just like aggressively cool. That's the thing.
But
Yeah.
Michelle, what you were saying about the emotionality of these scenes as well, like the shrinking panels, that's a great observation because like these shrinking panel ones, like he's leaving a lot of page real estate just unused, but it does communicate like, oh, I feel small, I feel boxed in, I feel
Yeah,
bad about how I was behaving.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
it's
well
super
done.
effective. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and you
Even
don't
this
feel
is
ripped off as a reader. It's like,
Yeah.
it's still conveying something specific and it's filling up the page. People care about that stuff. It's like you're not drawing the whole page, you're being lazy about it. It's like that never entered my mind reading this.
No.
Like it's not a shortcut. I'm sure it saved time, but it's a storytelling decision, and I think it paid off.
Absolutely.
Mm. Yeah.
okay. So we're on to 90. Yeah. How about? Oh, I should say that he's with this one. He started doing the back covers.
Oh yeah,
Ghost Rider Cable.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So these are pretty cool.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he got a lot of cover gigs
The
from
way he
this.
draws stretched fabric is great. It doesn't feel like spandex. It feels different than I feel like what other artists of the time are doing.
And
It's
does
so good.
anybody draw fire like this that you can think of?
Uh,
Like this. Look at this.
Yeah, I know.
the only thing I can think of is Botchlow, but I might be misremembering
Oh
that.
no, I mean,
No, and
I
that
don't
would
know. It's
be a few
crazy.
years after the fact.
Yeah. Okay.
Like when he was doing his Ghost Rider, that was a very specific style. I think he was going for some sort of digital, like faux digital thing,
Yeah.
which looked
Yeah.
really
It does
cool.
have that.
It's like his own thing. But yeah, this is very, very unique to like Keith. Again, look at all those ribbons and the chains and his gauntlet. This one right here, like
Yeah.
it's just the mark making is incredible. It's just
There's
so great.
so many inking techniques at display here. He's got like the background splatter effect here, and he's got some crazy
Mhm.
dry brush thing going here. Even the flames, he's using some dry brush. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then again, like his signature coils.
He said somewhere that he was supposed to do a Ghost Rider story right after this,
That would have been
Oh,
rad.
really?
I don't believe he did. I think it was the extent of it was were these covers. I think that's all he did.
That's unfortunate because I mean, it seemed like he was looking for another gig.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
it was
yeah, yeah.
never materialized.
And I think after this, him and Peter David were going to work on a Hulk graphic novel, and that never materialized because I believe just Image happened.
Huh.
So he was sort of, in the running to do some more mainstream stuff, some longer form stuff, but it just, hey, same with Mignola. I think Mignola was slated to do some sort of X-Men graphic novel with Larry Hama.
Oh.
And then that just never happened. I think Hellboy happened. So it's funny
Yeah.
how these guys were on the cusp of doing something a little bit more mainstream that would send them over a little bit more, and they just did their own thing.
And I mean, and I'm thankful, right? Because we got the Max,
Yeah.
and we got
Yeah. We're the
Hellboy.
richer
And
for it. Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, speaking of like the inking techniques, I think this issue there's so many different inking techniques he's like throwing around. Like what he's doing on the wall here.
Yeah,
Then
it's
you get this
different.
like gradient effect here. You get like that more effect of the wall. Just like every page has something new here. You get like some crazy hatching there. You get like the reflection on the ground there. Um,
That pose is amazing though. In the previous page, on the far left.
Yeah,
I mean, look at. I mean, what's he doing? He doesn't have to.
yeah, it makes no
That.
sense, but it's so
it is
tough
very
guy
strange.
He
broods.
doesn't have to do it
And the
like that.
rubbery
What's he
arm
doing?
thing. Yeah, you got some stippling going on there. It looks like.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is chapter 6 of 8, and he's still going strong. He's still like making heavy marks on this stuff. I mean, a couple stats.
I mean, look at this. That crazy rain.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Wolverine.
look at that. Just there's so much power in this image. Not only just, I mean, look at the border, the dry brush crunchiness of that border. I mean, it really symbolizes something dangerous is going to happen. I mean, it really is like this powerful beat, right? And it's a great cliffhanger, and it's just a great image on its own. I mean, it's a poster ready image, which
Feels like the climax.
yeah, which Peter David sort of cuts in with like a joke, you know, which works. I think it's kind of funny. But rhythmically, it's so on point. It is so good. I mean, he was really giving it his all, you know, shrouding it in black ink. You could only see really a
There's like
portion of his
black ink
body.
coming out on my hands. This printing is so bad.
Oh, that we should be wearing white gloves for this stuff. To be honest. Let's see how this looks on the printed page. It looks even. I mean, I don't know. This is coming through without the glare.
That looks pretty. That looks pretty crisp.
Super crisp. Super crisp. Again,
so that is a pretty good reproduction of the line work.
Yeah, for this page for sure.
Which we have seen is not always the case with these reprints.
Yeah. I'm curious about that new reprint though, Eric, the one you mentioned.
I mean it's in a giant omnibus, so it's like I'm not a big omnibus guy.
It's a couple $100.
No, they're unreadable.
Sorry?
It's a couple $100 now, and they make your lap go numb when you're sitting on the can.
Oh man. I feel like he's done this bulbous kind of window a couple of times. It was in the Max, I think, as well. But yeah, he's always making his sets very interesting and fun to look at. They're not like, it doesn't look like he's like referencing something from reality. It feels like he's just like creating a fun building from his imagination.
Yeah.
Just something fun to draw and something fun to look at.
Which, you know, I think is cool. Other people might be a little put off by the lack of reference, but I don't think the story really calls for reference. You know, they're building his own world, and you know, half of it's a trip anyway. The other scenes are like either in the woods or in Tiger's domain, so it doesn't really matter, or it's in the rain. So why not be a little creative? Why not just kind of like flex those muscles a little bit? You know.
Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing is you can tell he's having fun. Like and you know, that's not always a recipe for great comics, but it works here.
Well, it depends on
I get some sorry?
It depends on what kind of comics. You know, I think for some
I mean,
it depends. You know, it depends what kind of gear you're trying to use. For this mainstream type of material, it's tricky. It could get away from you, you know?
Yeah. And I don't think anybody reads my work on Assorted Crisis Events and says, wow, he's having the time of his life drawing this. Like, so, I mean, it doesn't always mean
well, I mean,
good or bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't know what an artist is going through when they're drawing it. I mean, it's even like as detailed as this is, he might have done it really quickly. Whereas like other people who have simple, quote unquote, simple styles, they take forever to do. So you don't know this. We don't know the circumstances of people. And as far as you go, like I don't know. I think it looks fun to me. Like it doesn't look like a grind or anything. It looks like a lot of work, but it doesn't look like a grind, if that makes sense. I mean, it's a fine distinction, but that's maybe
Yeah.
just me knowing what it takes to make a page happen. And so when I look at this stuff, it looks fun as hell to me. It looks like a lot of work. It looks like he was making a lot of marks on the page, but it looks like he's having a ball, I think.
Oh yeah.
So make sure to not let that work go in vain, viewers. Make sure to pre-order that Assorted Crisis Events trade paperback now.
Love it.
Much appreciated. I highly recommend the book.
Michelle, bro, when's that second hardcover for COPRA coming out?
Oh, I'm working on that right now.
Oh, sweet.
No kidding. I'm assembling the stuff. Those things take forever to put together, at least for me, you know, it's like I have to plan out the second, third, and fourth book. And it's like Tetris, what goes where, and, you know, because I have like various extras and
that's going to
be 4 total?
13.
4 total. I'm going to squeeze everything into 4.
Rad.
Right on.
All of it. Oh, the second one's going to collect 13 to 25, plus a couple of extra versus issues. So it's going to be a lot.
Right on.
It's going to be a lot.
Right on.
But those things you have to map out like a year in advance almost.
The Creating COPRA book, are you going to collect that
We're
up?
talking about.
Oh, that's going to be its own thing. That's got to be. That's its own little project.
So you're going to reprint it because I can't get it.
But yeah, we're all waiting for this master collection.
Eric, put that away. God damn it, we're talking about Sam Keith here.
No, that's why we have the show, to promote our and each other's work. Look forward to COPRA hardcover volume 2 coming sometime.
You know what? If viewers have made it this far into the episode, yeah, go buy COPRA volume number 1, okay?
Right on.
Buy all of our comics, goddammit. Buy it all. Anyway, what issue is that? Is that
we're on the final issue.
Final issue.
I get a Julie Mr. Gone vibe from these two characters. I don't know about you guys. Just a smidge.
A little, yeah.
I don't know what that's. I'm putting together what that's about, but
yeah, we're gonna have to make you read the Max one of these days.
I could see that. I could kind of see that. Yeah, he does have this sort of archetype style to this mustachioed villain type.
But I do think this is a good example of his comedic pacing as they they shuffle towards an agreed upon story in a very, I don't know, it's so laid back, probably just because of the ping pong, but yeah, it's paced really well. And I would love to know if Peter David said they're playing ping pong while having this discussion, or if that's something he came up with.
Actually, I wanted to comment. You're reminding me. I wanted to comment on the comedic timing of this page, because this wouldn't work as well if it was just like one panel. You get this like snappy back and forth, where she says, "You are stupid, General Coy. I'm not that stupid. Forgive me. Perhaps you are marginally less stupid than that. That's better."
Yeah.
But it's very snappy. But even better is like this sequence. Like this works really well comedically as one panel and then another panel, because they're both basically saying, "What's that behind you?" They both want to like throw away their drink because they're worried it's been poisoned. So they both say the same thing. Like perhaps it's the same thing that's behind you. So it's great comedic timing as they throw it away. So it's just brilliantly told, because this works the best as 4 panels, and this works the best possible way it could. It's like 2 panels, and he's just a really smart storyteller.
Yeah,
and comedy is hard. Comedy is really hard in comedy.
It is.
Well, even if like Peter David told them the setup, it was Sam Keith's decision to break it up in this way.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
what I'm liking to think. But
because you don't see a lot of this in other Peter David comics, right?
No, I guess not. I guess you don't really get that in the Hulk of this period. You know, just to compare.
You still get the comedy, but it you don't get the paneling, I think.
No, because Dale Keown is busy drawing big fight shots, you know. And Dale
Right.
Keown
Yeah.
is good for it for that specific sort of aesthetic. This is different. I think Sam Keith has a bit more comedic impulse than say a Dale Keown did or Jeff Purbs did before Dale Keown. So yeah, this is very much a Sam Keith thing, I think.
Yeah, just to play with, because like comedy is about timing,
Yeah.
and
And
so with comics, the way to play with timing is to play with panel count.
space, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's it. It's so key. You need to be like expertly repeating, and using enough panels. You got to put a lot of thought to it. And again, like with this sequence, like there's a snappy pattern to the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Peter David was good for that too. Like he knew how to like fill in the space. Uh, Whether you had good storytelling chops or not, he would kind of always put little quips and jabs here and there. So I think that was one of his talents, to be honest. I mean, if you read X Factor from this time period or like the Hulk, it was full of stuff like that. No matter what kind of page design he was given,
Yeah.
you would read his personality through, I think.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
is this the last episode already? The last episode?
This is the
Yeah.
last one. Which again, you got a lot of like dry brush, or is that like stippling, or is that dry brush on Wolverine here?
That
Just
looks like
like
dip layer. That looks like
Looks, yeah.
just so much work, and like
it's a lot
how
of
he's
work.
doing the metal on the arms, which disappears a lot in the newsprint, but just like that looks kind of like a little bit of stippling as well, or just like dabbing, just like mark making, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
brush dabbing or something. I love the wide-eyed uh, the wide eyes on Wolverine in that. I don't know
Yeah.
why. It just hits for me. I think because we've seen so much of like the tiny wide slits and then bam.
Yeah, very different.
It's a great,
Very effective.
They're earned.
yeah, earned. That's a good word for it.
Yeah. Oh man, look at that.
Yeah, you
Look
get
at
some
that.
cartooning there as well.
Oh, look at those back muscles. God. Oh my God. It's so good. Look at the little tiny marks on his head in that top panel, top left.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
crazy.
live for stuff like that, you guys. Oh
Yeah.
God. Oh, it's so sick. Ugh. Pardon my French,
Yeah,
but damn, it's so good.
I see a lot of that in your work, Michelle, or in COPRA at least, just like so much playing with different inking techniques.
Yeah.
How much of that is instinctual versus I don't know, improvise? Like, how much of that is planned versus just like improvised on the day?
I mean, it's a case by case thing, and depending on the scene too. If it's a scene like this, or if it's a scene that demands some sort of like grit or power, I I go off on it. But if it's a quieter, leaner scene, I don't do stuff like this. You know, I try to keep it very, I don't know, moderate, quieter. It really just depends. I really just try to do as much as I could all the time. Sometimes within one panel, I try to incorporate both elements, go from like dirty and sloppy to like very fine, very refined, thin lines. It really depends on the scene, really. That's my ultimate barometer is what does the scene demand? And hell, if there's a story that I could write that just demands a lot of back muscles like this, I would draw the hell out of those back muscles, you know? That's the beauty of writing your own work. You could maybe like do stuff like that, you know, or like the way Todd would do in his Spider-Man. You know, it's like I just want to draw the lizard eating people in alleyways. I'm just going to draw the hell out of that for 5 issues, and it's beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really into this. I like Sam Keith, you guys. I don't know if that's
Yeah, his work is just very inspiring.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick up the Max now. This is too bad I missed out when it came out.
it's never too late. I mean,
Yeah, no, I know.
you get the first few issues at least. They're pretty ubiquitous.
Oh yeah, there's like a million copies out of that first issue. That one's easy to find. The first like 6 are easy to find, and then
And then it gets
uh,
tougher.
Maybe around issue like 15 or 20, it gets really tough. Like the print run ends up getting lower and lower. Those last several issues are pretty pricey.
Yeah, 35. That's super impressive for him to go as plotter and artist. The whole. I didn't realize it went all the way to 98.
Yeah, I think he hung on.
1998. Yeah.
Good for him.
I think the cartoon helped too. The popularity of the cartoon.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great last page. You just landed on the last page. Jeez.
Oh yeah, just like a great final page. Like, I mean, it looks like he put a lot of work into the body hair on this one panel. Yeah, just so well done.
Yeah, to the point that he like highlights around it to separate it too. Like that's, and if you zoom in, it's still body hair shaped.
Yeah, and I like the
But you get the John Toddle and Steve Bissett vibe here too, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even all throughout.
Yeah, I can see that. Just throwing ink down.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
He's enjoying it. Yeah, you could tell. Like that tree stump doesn't have to look that good, you know.
No. It's like that forest scene at the very end is him being like, I could do Swamp Thing. I'm just saying.
So, I have this Marvel Covers artist edition.
Rad.
And let me adjust. We got a bigger book now. Oh man, it's too big. But there's a lot of his covers from Marvel Comics Presents are in here.
The greatest one right there.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh man, I really need to. Whoa.
Yeah, the chunkiness that he gives Wolverine is. I know they won't do this in the movies, but I really hope that they do prioritize like squat, stumpy shaped men for whatever casting they go with.
Yeah, you can see all the whiteout going on here, and right here and there. Just like he's just going nuts with this. And he continued doing Marvel Comics Presents covers after this.
Gig's a gig.
Yeah.
This is fun. It looks like there's a screen tone on here, and then he's like splattered white on there. He's just like painting with ink and white paint.
I don't know, you guys. I don't know. This isn't realistic. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, the hair makes no sense, right?
It's just so.
There's just so much energy to this stuff. And this is I love seeing these like
the little slivers.
white dry brush.
What is that bolt on his face? It's colored in yellow, I guess, on the original, huh?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I think he was doing some sort of like Native American, or it was a Native American story in there, and but he does like to play with like the skeletons and the feathers. That's a trope of his work.
Does it cut out in the gutter space between the face and the skull?
What do you mean?
Like the jagged bolt thing? Is it continuous?
Or something. I think that's just.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a separate gutter or anything. It might be an object. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So it's behind it. All right. Yeah, and
this is pretty wild. He's just
yeah. He's getting into dabbing and just mark making towards the end there, which is man, I love when it works out. Like I try it, and sometimes it works, and a lot of times it doesn't. But man, when it works out, it's so
it's all about controlling that chaos.
Yeah,
the careful mix of the two.
I mean, look at this. It's so it's incredible.
It makes a great 1-2 joke too.
Yeah.
Gotta love this. Man, I mean, this debris. That's nuts.
And like his face getting kind of, it feels like his body's getting sucked under it almost.
And it's just so comedic the way this spreads out like that.
Yeah, like a Looney Tunes character.
That's wild. And I don't know if his Nightcrawler looked like some sort of like weird alien, like
Oh yeah, that is very cool.
like from Communion or something, like some weird like creepy looking alien thing.
Does it say what that's from? Was it unused or what?
No,
Well,
that's
these
from,
are Marvel
that's from
Comics
Marvel.
Presents.
Yeah. You know what? I
Because it
have
was
these.
the
The one on the right, though, what is that?
it's
It's
still
another
Marvel
issue.
Comics Presents. It's some sort of like a Wolverine Nightcrawler story that was going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it ran for like 8 issues or something, and it was like these are the issues right before the Max too, like
Oh,
pretty close to the Max. Like it's right when he didn't last much longer than this. I don't think. Maybe he did the Venom Wolverine thing right after this.
What number is
think-
it
Oh
there?
wait, he did a
He's
follow up Marvel
108.
Comics Presents story. How many issues do you think that was?
111
I think the
to.
Venom thing was like about 6 to 8. I think it was 8.
It was in the 1 teens to the 20s, I think.
Interesting seeing the tape right here. I
Yeah,
wonder
you're
what
right.
that's about.
You're right, Colin.
that feels very
122
art school
was the
kid.
final issue.
Yeah. And then we get some Adam Kubert. I think the next person to draw that cyber character was Adam Kubert, which was
Yeah.
fun. Like
Watch out for our. Wait, is it going to be
look
out?
at, look
won't
at
be out yet.
this cyber drawing by Adam Kubert.
Ooh, nice.
Just like yeah.
Oh yeah, those are the Hama issues.
Yeah.
Check this out. Check this Nightcrawler out.
Oh
Right
yeah,
on.
wow. Just it's such a creepy looking
Yeah, just like bent at all kinds of angles, and like he's got no ligaments.
Okay. So that was Sam Keith Marvel Comics Presents.
Dude, I dusted these off for you guys.
Rad.
I
Thank
dusted
you.
these goddamn
We
cards.
appreciate that.
I should go full screen on those.
Oh, there's the other. Yeah, I showed you the. I mean, you guys talked about this. The
Yeah, Save the Tiger.
Save the Tiger. Then there's also in this annual. There's also a pinup that he did that came after all this. Maybe.
Man, you came fucking prepared.
very cool.
Woo! Look at that.
Yeah, that's a sick one.
It's
Oh, very
amazing.
cool.
Well, what's funny about these annuals too is that I think that Bob Harris, the editor of the X books, used these annuals as a sort of testing ground for artists. I mean, you get pinups from the Kubert brothers, from Greg Capullo. Greg Capullo did a story in this.
Check out our Capullo episodes.
And there was that annual I think had a couple of Gaijin people in there. I think there was like Brian Stelfreeze and
This one, yeah, Adam Hughes.
Adam Hughes, right?
He did. Mark Teixeira did something in here,
Oh, nice.
which, by the way, Mark Teixeira wanted to do more superhero stuff the same way Sam Keith was doing, but he was like the Ghost Rider guy, the Punisher guy, the grim and gritty street level guys, but he wanted to do superheroes. And he ended up doing a fill-in for Guardians of the Galaxy just to prove that he could do this stuff, right? And then he went on to do Wolverine as a result of this. So this was this is sort of like a testing ground for bodies that he could use, especially once the Image exodus occurred. He was like, "Hey, let's pick the
interesting.
Kubert brothers. Let's pick all these guys. Let's get them working." So, but it has that cool Sam Keith pinup too, so it's worth it just for that, I think. But it's a great issue.
Right on.
So
Look at that beautiful shot. Look at that.
So yeah, we're all artists here, I guess. So has anybody like? Let's just talk about what we've been up to this week as artists. Like, what have you been up to, Colin?
Well, I did in preparation for this episode, I did a Wolverine in the style of Sam Keith. It's not fully in Sam Keith's style, but definitely the inking wise and everything, but heavy blacks and the hairy arms and all that kind of stuff. So I got it right here. If you want to put it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Look at that.
Let's
see that arm hair. Let me see that arm hair.
Right on.
Prominent. it's prominent.
Look at those traps.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is
Oh
I've
yeah.
struggled a lot
Very cool.
recently with my anatomy and stuff, so I wanted to. I just said fuck it, and I just kind of sketched out freehand just what circles for the shoulders and for the traps and the forearms and everything, and I just went straight to inks right after. So, yeah, it was fun to
Right
do.
on.
What about you, Taylor?
So on top of what I made for this episode, I've also been working on. I finished today the final page of the Mad Cave Studios talent search contest that I'm going to be entering. Going to be sending it to Eric to tear apart.
I
So
promise to be brutal.
yes, that's what I need. So if anybody from Mad Cave is watching, if mine is bad, it's partially Eric's fault.
Yay.
And then I did this.
Oh, that's
Beauty.
cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You just pulled the tape off that literally an hour ago, right?
I did, yes. It was. I left it to dry, and I kind of got carried away with making dinner. So,
That's cool. What
But,
is it? Watercolor?
Wolverine is the best Wolverine.
yes, it is. Yeah, and
Yeah, that's great.
like Colin, I tried to lean into the Sam Keithness of it. Tried to make him go as bulky and squat as possible.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Guys,
While Eric
I'm
is
so
editing
sorry.
this, he might notice me adding some extra arm hair throughout this.
And just so
interview.
the viewers at home know, like a lot of this stuff ends up being very blurry over the internet for us. So we get to see it crisp in the final edit. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm squinting. I'm like, oh, is that a claw? Is that what is it?
yeah, it's very. But what have you been up to these days, Michelle? Like, you're just celebrating because COPRA just ended, right?
Well,
You're kind
yeah,
of
I wish I could just take some time off, but it's the opposite. It's like I'm just, all the other little jobs have been compounding. I just have to take care of that on top of getting trades together, and I'm starting my yearly cycle of commissions that I do through Patreon. So I have a lot of drawing ahead of me. So
Right on.
Nice.
yeah, so we'll see. I forgot to draw something for the show. I totally blanked on that. I forgot that there was like a show until. At the
yeah.
end.
I mean, you don't have like it
Next
is
next
so
time.
much work. It is so much work running a business doing comics. Like people don't understand just like the amount of
Sure.
emails that come in,
Yeah.
it's just everything. People reaching out, like I mean, you must get barraged with emails of people asking for stuff or asking for opinions on stuff or just like I don't know. But you've also been going through. Sorry,
What's that?
you've also been going through the convention circuit, right?
Well, I'm rejoining the convention circuit because I spent so many years kind of just going to one show a year. And now I'm just like, now that I could kind of manage it, I'm just doing tons of shows. I have tons of shows in September. I'm going to Rose City Comic Con, ADP Comic Con, CXC in Columbus, New York Comic Con.
Oh man,
Tons of
Nice.
stuff. Back to back to back to back. It's slammed. So I got to prep for that. On
and
top
that
of
doesn't get easier as you age.
No. I mean, I try to keep a clear head and just keep it strict.
Not too many late nights or.
No, not at all. Not at
Oh,
all.
no.
No,
Dark on.
no taking commissions to the hotel room. I don't do that anymore.
Mm.
I take them before the show. I take I draw them with enough time and care rather than just batting them out. Just to go to sleep.
Everybody who does commissions at shows has that one or two commission that haunts them of like, I can't believe somebody paid good money for that and I just did such a terrible job, but it was because I did it at a convention. Like,
Sure.
I don't know if you can relate to that, but there's like two in my head that I think of and I feel guilty about.
Oh, that's been my career. What are you talking about? That was like all 50 issues of COPRA.
Timer on his phone.
It's embarrassing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I wish I was kidding. No. But seriously, it's a fun gig. I get to go to these shows and not only socialize, but meet readers and catch up with peers and get out of the studio once in a while. I think that's super helpful. You know, I don't want to be Mr. Hermit dude cranking out these issues all the time. I think a good balance is essential.
Oh yeah.
One thing I've learned.
That was part of one of the. I had like 3 or 4 reasons I wanted to do this show, but like one of them was I was becoming a hermit. So,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if you have a regular book you're producing, it's just so easy to just hide away from the world, and
For sure.
it's not healthy, and your work could suffer from it as well, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the long run, for sure. Yeah, and I really tend to lean into hermitude. I would love nothing more than to just stay home and do work, but part of me also goes against that. I do want to go out. I do want to socialize and speak to my fellow man. Right.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
all important. So
Humans find comfort in each other. So
And
if you're struggling with social anxiety, get out there.
but I mean, I always say that like talent is a small part of being a comic artist. The major talent, the real talent is, can you sit still for like 8 hours, or can you sit at that board and get it done? That's like the big talent, right?
sure,
Because there are people who have the ability to draw, but they can't, you know, they can't sit still for that long, or they don't want to be at home alone, you know.
name names. I want to know who you're talking
You
about. Who
talking
you
shit about me, Eric?
People that never made it.
Call them
I don't
out. Let's call them out. Hey, listen, as an only child, I know how to sit still for hours on end and entertain myself by drawing comic books. I've been doing it all my life. So,
There you go. You were born for it.
yeah.
My sister's the reason I'm not successful. Okay.
Oh no.
Get her on the line. Let's talk to her. The hell?
God damn it.
Eric, you got anything going on? Besides,
Yeah, what are you working on?
I mean, I'm just like struggling to make assorted crisis events to get these books out on time.
You're not struggling, you're putting the work in.
Yeah, I'm not the fastest artist, and we came up with this idea that we would have an ongoing image comic. So, yeah, it's tough. Yeah, the new arc starts in November, and I'm trying as hard as I can because, yeah, I've noticed there's some clamoring. Like, when's it coming back? Which we did announce that, yes, it's like Image was very nice. They did it was very cool of them. They did a big press release to announce issue 6, which I don't know if they always do that, but yeah, that's a long way of
Rest of the
saying
year.
I'm working on assorted crisis events.
Yep, it's going to be on, you're all going to see it on best of year-end lists in November through January. You're all going to see it. Look at those. Look at these beauties.
Yeah, this
Come
one
on.
is the most recent one, and yeah, I killed myself on to make this issue. Let's see.
Looks
Yeah,
good.
this look at that spread.
My God.
yeah,
And
this
then
is
this is another one I'm proud of.
Oh,
All
This is our
drawn,
looping issue.
drawn by a human hand.
that's right.
Yeah, lots of work, and
I love
yeah,
that sun, by the way.
the reaction to this has been great. Lots of people very emotional about this particular issue, which is heartening because like I was very emotional reading the script. So this one is really hit hard with people, which I love to hear.
Yep.
But
And then the trade is what, 6 issues? It's going to collect the first 6.
it'll have all these. It'll have the first 5, and then so that should come out at the end of September. And I'm in the midst of doing book plates. I sent one book plate off to London. We're doing another one for Comics Experience, and yeah, we have a whole bunch. So I like actually just today I almost finished. I'm finishing up a book plate for Comics Experience, which they always send examples of book plates. Like Gosh London sent. On their website, you can see all the examples of book plates that people have done in the past, and I saw one from Michel Fiffe for a COPRA.
Yeah, I just
Right.
put those
I don't
out.
know how long ago.
I sent those out like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay, so that was a really new one.
Because it's super new, and yeah, the book, the next COPRA, the next and final COPRA collection comes out in September, early September. And so we had to get those plates done. So they printed them up, sent them to me. I signed and numbered them. I colored them, and then I sent them back immediately, like the next day. So they have them, luckily, and they have them in time for the book. So yeah, that stuff is all. It's also dicey sometimes, especially
It was a
overseas.
very cool sketch. I loved the art you had on there. But yeah, you put color on every single one of them.
Yeah, yeah. I laid them all out. I mean, they're small enough, so I just laid them all out and I just painted something original on them, just
Oh,
to keep
very
it
cool.
interesting and cool, for the book
That's
plate.
man, that's so cool.
I was like,
That's real dedication.
I gotta have dinner, guys. I gotta go to sleep. Like that's what I was telling myself when I made that decision. But in the end, it looks cool, so I'm glad I did it. It just felt right.
Yeah, and like everybody who gets a copy is, they'll appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. I hope. Yeah. So that book's gonna come out. There's the touring involved, so the commissions. Yeah. So I'm keeping busy. Life after COPRA is still like a lot. But that's
When
the
did
game. So.
is there a horizon where you see things will calm down a bit, like maybe end of the year? Or
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully not for a while. I don't know. I'm trying to line stuff up and figure out like my next creative road. There's several options, so I got to pick the one that feels the best. So yeah, it's all exciting. It's all cool. It's all very weird because I've always had a page in front of me that had to be completed. That was always like the sort of macro objective. And now that I don't have that, it's a little weird. It's taken a while to get used to, So we'll see. I can't wait to get back to it though. I'm stoked.
yeah, I mean,
We're looking forward to it.
when was the last time you drew a page?
Oh, COPRA 50, I drew maybe I want to say a month and a half, 2 months ago. I don't know, 2 months.
Okay, so
I've
must
been
be
drawing
patient.
stuff, but no pages. No pages. What's that?
Oh, okay.
COPRA 50, that
Uh,
last page, cutting it close, right? To the
It
printing.
was super close.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
came
it
out.
was super close. I
A month and a
wanted to get it.
I'm like, dude, that just came out. So.
Yeah, it came out mid-June, and I think I just submitted the pages like mid-May, so May, June. So it's been 3 months since I drew a comic book page, but I've been drawing stuff.
Okay, yeah. But you must be
writing.
itching to get back to comics, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really miss it. So yeah.
Sorry, what did you said you were writing? What was that?
Yeah, I'm writing stuff and figuring stuff out, which I love, not just as much, but it fulfills a list making fetish in me, for sure. Mapping stuff out, figuring stuff out, categorizing things and projects and ideas, and I don't know. It's all very exciting, but it's so abstract. I don't even know how to explain it or articulate it. It's just sort of like my next thing. Who knows how that's going to take shape? So we'll see. I'll keep you all posted.
I'm very excited to see what comes next because you're one of for me personally, you're one of the most exciting creators working today.
You and me both.
For all of us.
Yeah.
What about you, Taylor, Colin? Weigh in. Am I one of the most exciting voices?
I will say that in April.
Jesus.
No. In April, I hit a real professional stumbling block, and on my way out of this depression, we started reading COPRA and knowing the story behind it, and just seeing what you put in. It was like, this is giving me the power to reassert my artistic presence in the world. So
that's awesome! Wow,
thank you.
Holy God! Okay, that's awesome. I mean, I was just goofing, but thank you. That means a lot.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why the clickbait was. This is the most inspiring indie comic, right?
100%. Not to piggyback off what Taylor said, but like, it has kind of lit a fire under me to like. I mean, I'm in my 40s now too, just like you, right? And I'm a super late starter. This show has kind of reignited my passion for art and for drawing, and I've always wanted to do a book. a comic book, and yeah, I think to myself kind of like an 8 Mile way. I'm like, I gotta do something. I mean, I gotta do however whatever capacity it's in, I gotta do something. So yeah, man, the Copra has reignited something in me that I haven't had felt in years. I'll say that much.
Man,
Absolutely, yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot. That's
Hey,
seriously, like
no
that's
pressure on
heavy.
you.
That's
A
great.
lot
I
of
mean, I'm
pressure on
honored.
me for
You know?
putting it out on the internet like that. So yeah. But anyway, we should close this one out before it gets a little too
No,
emotional.
it's you know, oh. No,
Before we
I
give,
appreciate it, you guys. Seriously, I mean, really, it's just you know, I had no idea I was going to get this far. To be honest, I put my head down for 13 years, and all of a sudden, this thing ended. So it's really just sticking to a schedule and being hard headed about it. I think that's the one magic trick, is just being stubborn.
Yeah.
That's what I could say.
Yeah.
You know.
and yeah, that's a good note to end on. This was a very fun episode, and we would love to have you back on.
Absolutely.
Of course.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.